Hey, this is Notser, and I would like to do a random video once a week where I talk about whatever related to me. My channel, my editing techniques, my videos, games I'm playing, you name it. That's what I want to talk about. And it's also an excuse to show games that maybe I just did a video on the Tirpitz. I just can't justify showing another game in the Tirpitz. Now, people who want to see it are like, you could show it. Just go ahead. It's going to be wall-to-wall German battleships very soon, so don't worry about that. Just like my Soviet cruiser. So, for those who weren't aware, the Soviet cruiser line was the first line that I had a press account for. And the press account allows me to play the ship before it's actually released, give my thoughts to you. And it also teases you, which is what Wargaming wants it to do. Oh man, I like to get my hand on that Kaiser, or whatever, you know. You know what I mean. They really do enjoy the tease. That, let's face it, they're a business. But even the normal ships, just you playing the game gives them joy. Because that means you're more interested in making the experience for others, and that is really important. This is a completely off topic, but I used to play PlanetSide and PlanetSide 2. For those who don't know, massively multiplayer FPS shooter. And it is something I have never seen, and I don't think I ever will see, just because it's just so reliant on the population to play the game. It really is. That has to be 60, 70, 80% of the experience for the player, is the amount of people playing the game and interacting. Just you playing the game is providing a service to the publisher or the developer. It really is sort of a one-to-one street. You might say, oh, they get a lot of money from us. Oh, they get a lot of time from us. But you give them a means to bring in more people and to improve the experience of others through kindness, teamwork, fast-paced action, joy. All these things really do impact the way the developer wants the game being shown off to others, non-gamers or non-people who are playing in it. So don't sell yourself short. Don't say to yourself, I'm just a number. You really aren't. They really do want players that want to be there, want to enjoy the game, and spread their joy to others. And for PlanetSide, the population just wasn't high enough to support the game. We're talking about you really would prefer to be in combat with over 300 people in an FPS, right? That's fantastic for me. It's a dream. I think there was a World War II game in the late 2000s, or the beginning, at the end of 1999, 2001, 2002, where you were on Eastern and Western fronts fighting, but the graphics were really poor, and that was a little bit before my time. I'm old, but I'm not that old. I grew up with Sonic the Hedgehog. That was the first game that I remember coming out. It was what, 91? 92? And I was so excited. By the way, you would see Sonic Mania? Come on, Sega. Come on. That's what you needed to do like 15 years ago. They're re-releasing, or they're making from scratch, a retro Sonic game. It's almost identical in the gameplay of the first three, and the graphics look really retro, which is cool. The music was great. I'm excited for that. Hopefully it lives up. But anyway, yeah. So I haven't, for me, Half-Life and Medal of Honor, Allied Assault were the games, and I had just gotten broadband, and it was like night and day. How many people remember just getting broadband, going from dial-up to broadband, and they're like, this opens up a whole new world? But I do miss the dial tone. The dial tone really did say, we are about to go on the internet. And it's the best part about it, right? Anyway, that was what I was doing. And then Battlefield 1942 and PlanetSide. PlanetSide? What's PlanetSide? It's sort of like Battlefield 1942, but 300 people. Oh my god! It's a dream! And you really do need the population for that. Where was I going? Oh yeah. So I've heard through the grapevine that they need more testing for the premium German battleships. Because usually, Wargaming releases a premium vehicle related to the line, probably within a patch of it coming out. Now, some might say, oh, the Tirpitz is a battleship too. Yes, but it's not really what they would use to hype up the line coming out. It certainly hypes up people playing, and for anyone who's aware, but they really want to have a premium ship, tank, or aircraft coming out very close to a line being introduced. They do this all the time in World of Tanks. They'll have a brand new Japanese heavy line, and they'll have a heavy Japanese tank that you can buy. Just to make you want to invest in that line. And I've heard that it needs a little bit more testing. That's why you haven't seen it. They are not quite as happy as they were with other ships when it was released. That's all I'm hearing. I don't know what they want to do. Is it weak? Is it powerful? I just know that it needs more testing. And I'm completely fine with that. Everyone is not going to be able to play the German battleships in 5.9. I hate to break this to you. But how it's going to happen, because this is what they've done in the past, is the line is going to sit there for you to watch and to just salivate over, and press account super testers will have the opportunity to share the line before it is released to the general public. I have not been given the right to play it, share it, discuss it in any detail. The most I could do is show off the 3D model, and that's exactly what I did, because these models are sexy, let's be honest. I remember growing up, man, this is like nostalgia trip, but that's the best part about this stuff, right? We all love games, at least I think we do, and I love talking about games that really impacted me. And one game that I played, it was sort of around, what was it? Brothers in Arms? There was a tank game, and it was like pixelation. It was so poorly conceived compared to the games that exist now, but we are so lucky to see these ships and to have publishers spend hundreds, thousands of hours researching how these vehicles looked and putting them in 3D for us. The 3D modeler in me just loves it. I'll go into World of Tanks and check out the HD models just because. And it's the exact same in this game. It's the best part about this stuff is that they show it off before you have it. But anyway, yeah. German battleships, it's going to be at least a patch after they are introduced in the tech tree before the general public will be able to play it. So 5.9, it will be in the tech tree. 6.0 or 5.10, whatever, it will probably end up being playable. And remember, for those who don't know, Gamescom is coming up. It's Cologne, right? Cologne, Germany. And the German battleships will be on hand probably for players to play, and I assume they will be in the regular population. So yes, you know what that means. You're going to see a tier 9, a tier 10, a tier 8 being commanded by someone who is never played a single minute of World of Warships, so just be careful. I have no confirmation that this is true, but I would hazard to guess that this is exactly what they intend to do. So just be careful. You might find players that you can't rely on. They might have weird names like Gamescom, Wargaming, 001. Just be aware. They've done it before, they're probably going to do it again. And of course, the French battleship, I don't know when that's going to come out, but for those who don't know, I mean, you are smart enough, at least I hope you are, to realize that they are releasing premium ships about once a month, give or take. If you notice, they tell you how long a premium ship is going to be available on the storefront. They do it for a reason. They're not going to just not have a ship that is being sold that's relatively new. I mean, that would be stupid as a business. So yeah, that's sort of their business model. Once a month, they're going to have a ship available for people to purchase. I doubt that they're going to have a lot of overlap, just because it takes a long time to make these ships. and they're doing a great job making the game, putting a lot of effort. Was that like an invisible torpedo, by the way? I did not see that at all. But they put a lot of effort in the game. Speaking of effort, okay, let's get right down to the point. Streaming, yes. Will I do it? Yes, absolutely. What I've had to do in order to get ready for streaming, well, I need to have my door closed. I need to have a private environment to stream. I have animals, I have family members, I have friends that are in the house, and I just don't want them to interrupt the presentation. And I had spotlights. Anyone who's ever had spotlights, you will know it's very warm with the door closed. Oh, the wattage that I was taking in. Just to give you a picture, I have like 6 spotlights, canister spotlights, and each one was like 85 watts. So yeah, that's really hot. I just recently fully converted to LED. It's not cheap, but man, is it a lot cooler, and that is what it is worth to me, the coolness. I already live in a hot environment. I mean, I think I said I lived in Texas, Houston. It's pretty hot all the time, especially in summertime. So any degree I can get back, it's welcomed. I also bought another pop filter. The previous one was just not catching all of the P's and the B's that I was punching through. And it wasn't as clean as I would have liked it. Hopefully this sounds better. And if it doesn't, well, even if it does, I'm going to continue to improve the product and listen to the video after the fact and make changes and adjustments. It certainly is more compact, and that's what I like. My previous pop filter was sort of a pantyhose style material. It wasn't particularly effective at catching all of the airflow from the P's, the B's, even the H's. Whenever you're pushing out your airflow towards the microphone, it tends to really not like that because it's a very sensitive piece of metal, and it picks up the vibrations, it converts it into digital eventually, and that's how you can hear my voice in this particular scenario. Now, it's not the only reason I got the pop filter. The pop filter is very compact compared to the previous one, and I like my microphone directly in front of me. That could be wrong. There could be better positions, but because it's directly in front of me, it is in my vision at all times, and I would like it to not be in the way of the screen or anything that's important. The only issue with this positioning is it's going to cover the keyboard, and that's not good for someone who needs to look at the keyboard. But that's not me. I'm a child of the internet. I have had to message in so many different formats very quickly, especially in video games, in order to get the communication across correctly. And it's got to be accurate while looking at your camera or wherever you're facing so you don't die a horrible death to a ship or something like that. Now, I'm pretty pleased with the presentation, but Twitch basically requires that you're a partner in order to facilitate a filtering system so people can watch your content at a lower quality than you upload it. Initially, it's going to be at max quality or near max, and not a lot of people can watch that, unfortunately. And that's why Twitch downscales it so people can watch it. They wouldn't exist without viewers like you. And I just have to get there. Have to tweak. I'm leaning towards targeting 720p 60 Hz. I value the 60 Hz refresh rate. The view is more interesting to me. My videos are 60 FPS, and I like it that way. It looks clean on a 60 Hz monitor, which most people have. Now, can everyone hit it? No, but as we continue to move forward, these things are more reasonable for people to watch and consume. I mean, VR minimum is 90 Hz refresh. 90. And even at 90, some aspects of the scene will cause a little bit of jankiness for people. So 60, it's far better than 30. Far better. It just looks smoother. And I don't know of a single monitor that doesn't support 60 refresh rate. For my editing, I have been trying to put in something that basically brings the font forward so you can read it easier. I tried blur. Some people didn't like it, some people liked it. I really want a solution that works for everyone. I did try to add some black to bring forward the font previously, and it worked out, but I guess I need to do it more if I did that way. But it's not laid out to assist the modules right now, or the skills. They're not in the same area. I could, I guess, darken the entire scene and have the font be brighter. I just would like to know what you think. I have toned down the blur, but it's just to make sure that people focus on the right things. There's not going to be anything on screen that's important. And honestly, my eyes will try and compensate sometimes when there is like a blur effect. Best example is the alcoholic, the drunk haze that is in World of Warcraft. It just immediately made my eyes water because I was like, oh, I just saw the scene correct. I will definitely listen to feedback. I mean, I've gone in and turned off motion blur because it just looks fake, but that's because I'm playing the game and it's compensating for bad FPS. If you have a good solution that you've seen where they pull the font and the stats and the information forward of the scene, I think World of Warships does a terrible job. I mean, I have to really look at the chat window to see what's going on. I have to really look at the team panels to see how to read their names. It sort of blurs into everything. And I don't want that. The intro should be easy to read, understand, and there's nothing in the background that's important right now. I would never show you a kill shot in the background. It's just not something I've ever done. I even try to avoid damage done. That's how particular I am for my content. So just let me know. If you got a suggestion, I appreciate all the support. Speaking of support, someone asked me, what does a like do, Notser? Great question. YouTube is sort of shadowy about this. The information is definitely there, but it is not upfront. When you like, dislike, comment, subscribe, you are contributing to a popularity rating. And this popularity rating is probably most pronounced when you open YouTube for the first time and you see your homepage. You see videos that are related to things that you just watched. All of that is tracked by YouTube. My homepage has a lot of World of Warcraft stuff because there are a buttload of changes to classes and I was doing research for tanking. I love to tank. So I just wanted to make sure, hey, this is the tank class for me. Do some research, right? That's how I live my life. I research it on YouTube or whatever. It's a great resource. So if you like something, like it. If you dislike something, dislike it. If you want to comment, please comment. If you like the channel, please subscribe to it. Now, I'm not telling you this to guilt you. I'm telling you this to guilt myself because I watch so much YouTube, so many great content creators, and quite frankly, I don't like enough. I need to do it. It really does help them out, and I need to just make sure I do it. I'm invested in YouTube, and it's almost hypocritical of me to not partake in that, to not like other content creators, because that's exactly what I want. I want people interested in my content, and I'm very interested in their content. I subscribe to them. I watch every day. I just forget to do the like button. Now, it's fair if you don't have a comment to say. You know, a lot of YouTube comments are awful. I try to keep mine pretty clean. I will moderate it slightly, but everyone's been very respectful, mostly, and I appreciate that. But yes, I'm going to like, dislike more often. And yes, some of you will be like, dislike? How does that positively impact that Ghostbusters trailer? They got like 90% dislike. It was more popular. It was suggested more because of that. And in turn, it was viewed, suggested, referenced more than things that were liked more. And that is just how it works in an ad revenue business. They don't care about likes or dislikes. They care about the popularity of the product. Please let me know. I would love to make this a weekly thing. Answering questions, and I did answer the like, dislike, but there's another question that I don't think I got to. If I did, whatever, it's a blur. If you want to cycle between shells and torpedoes, press C. But yeah, I really enjoy talking about the channel, editing, streaming, games that I'm playing, that sort of thing. It is, of course, my entire life at this point, so I like sharing it. I hope you enjoyed the video, the game in the background. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.